In 1997, a company on the verge of bankruptcy performed the most successful psychological operation in corporate history. They had 90 days of cash left. Their stock was worth $3. So the CEO did something desperate. He hijacked your brain, and 28 years later, you're still paying them for it. Yesterday, you defended them for free while they made $383 billion. You didn't choose to do it. Your brain was programmed 28 years ago. And it's not just Apple, Tesla, Supreme, Nike. Every major brand is running the same program. And I'm about to show you the exact code they're using. The moment you see it, you can't unsee it. But here's the problem. Even after you know, you still won't be able to stop. September 28th, 1997. Apple headquarters, Cupertino, California. Steve Jobs has a problem. The company has 90 days until bankruptcy. Market share has collapsed to 3%. The tech world has already moved on. Microsoft won. But Jobs isn't building a product presentation. He's planning a heist, not of money, of identity. He's about to spend Apple's last $100 million on an ad campaign that doesn't mention a single product feature. His team thinks he's insane. The board is terrified. But Jobs knows something they don't. He's read the manual, the instruction manual for the human brain. 2 weeks later, this airs on national television. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the people who see things differently, the ones who change the world. Think different. Now watch what just happened to your brain. Your brain just made a connection. Apple equals visionaries. Visionaries equals me. Therefore, I am a visionary. You didn't buy a computer. You joined a tribe of people who think different. And here's the terrifying part. This wasn't an accident. 2 years after Jobs ran this campaign, psychologists proved exactly why it worked in a 1979 study. In 1979, they discovered something dark about human psychology. Your brain doesn't distinguish between you and your group. The same neural circuits that fire when you think about yourself fire when you think about your group. When your group succeeds, your brain processes it as your personal success. When your group is threatened, your brain processes it as a threat to you. Jobs understood this before the scientists published it. Within 3 years, Apple's stock went from $3 to $30. Today, $3 trillion. And here's the proof the heist worked. When iPhone users upgrade their phone, 94% buy another iPhone, not 70, not 80. 94%. Only 6% escape. Samsung, the closest competitor, 77%. That 17% gap is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but it's not about the phone. It's about who you think you are. You're not a consumer, you're a visionary. And that identity, you paid $1,200 for it, and then you defended that purchase for free for 28 years. But the heist doesn't stop at identity theft, because the moment you joined the tribe, your brain started lying to you about everything. There's a part of your brain called the posterior medial prefrontal cortex. Let's call it what it actually is, the gatekeeper. Its job is simple. Information that confirms your beliefs, welcome in. Information that contradicts your beliefs, get lost. You're not getting past the door. In 1979, 3 psychologists ran an experiment that proved just how broken this system is. Charles Lord, Lee Ross, Mark Lepper. They gathered people with strong opinions about capital punishment. Half believed it reduced crime, half believed it didn't. Then they gave both groups the exact same 2 studies. Same evidence, same credibility, same methodology. Here's what happened. 100%. Every single person rated the study that opposed their view as flawed. Not most people, not 90%. Everyone. But here's where it gets horrifying. 82% didn't just keep their original belief after seeing the evidence. They became more extreme. The contradictory evidence didn't change their minds. It made them more sure they were right. Now let me show you this happening to you. Right now, you're scrolling Reddit. You see a thread. iPhone 15 Pro overheating issues. Your gatekeeper activates. Mine works perfectly. Your brain accepted. Best phone I've ever owned. Your brain stored as fact. Mine overheats constantly. Your brain rejected. You think you're reading objectively, the thread is 50-50, but your brain filtered it to 85-15. Tomorrow, you'll remember 85% of the positive comments, 15% of the negative comments, and you'll never know you didn't read it fairly, because your gatekeeper made the decision before you even finished the thread. The filter activated in 3 seconds. Your conscious mind caught up 12 seconds later. So when you write this comment, mine works flawlessly, sounds like user error. You genuinely believe you weighed both sides. You feel logical, rational, fair, but you're not defending the truth. You're defending the filtered version your brain decided to keep. And you don't even know it happened, but your brain isn't done. Because when someone directly attacks your tribe, your brain doesn't register it as an opinion. It registers it as a wound. 2005, University of California, Los Angeles. 3 neuroscientists are about to discover something that changes everything. They're about to prove that social pain is real. They put a volunteer inside an fMRI machine, and they make them play a game. A simple ball tossing game. Catch the ball, throw it back. Except the other 2 players aren't real. They're computer programs. For the first 2 minutes, everything's normal. The participant is having fun. Then, at exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the computer programs stop including them. The ball never comes back. They're excluded on purpose. And this is what happens in their brain. This is social rejection. This is physical pain, same region. The dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, DACC. Your brain cannot tell the difference between being left out of a ball game and being punched in the face. Social pain is physical pain. Now watch what happens when someone criticizes your iPhone. You read this, iPhone is overpriced garbage for sheep. Watch your body. Your heart rate spikes 72 to 95. Your breathing changes. Your hands grip tighter. Adrenaline floods your system because your brain just registered an attack. Wait, Apple is your tribe. Your tribe is you. Therefore, an attack on Apple is an attack on you. Your brain can't tell them apart. So the DACC fires, the pain signal goes out, and your brain does what it's designed to do when you're wounded. It defends. You type. Android users always say this because they can't afford quality. You feel good, you protected your tribe, your brain rewards you with dopamine. But here's what you didn't defend. You didn't defend Apple. They didn't pay you. You defended your sense of self because the wound was to your identity, not theirs. Meanwhile, Apple made $383 billion that year, and millions of people just like you defended them for free. And it's not just Apple. Tesla, Supreme, Nike, different brands, same wound, same defense. But here's the part that's gonna haunt you tonight. Even now, even after I just showed you the studies, tomorrow when you see that comment, your DACC will fire anyway, and you'll defend anyway, because knowledge and control aren't the same thing. For decades, psychologists tried to fix confirmation bias. They warned people, trained them, tested them. It didn't work. Because the bias doesn't live in your conscious mind. Your conscious awareness is a 5-watt light bulb. Your automatic biases are an ocean. These pathways were carved into your brain over 200,000 years, when your survival depended on trusting your tribe, and questioning them got you killed. So tomorrow morning, you'll see this. iPhone users are sheep. Your heart rate will spike. Your DACC will fire. Your MPFC will filter. Your hands will move to the keyboard. And while all this is happening, a tiny part of your prefrontal cortex will whisper, wait, didn't I just watch a video about this? You'll recognize what's happening, and you'll type the comment anyway, because awareness and control are separated by 200,000 years of evolution. But there is one thing you can do, not to eliminate the bias, you can't, but to create one tiny moment of choice. And the next time you feel that spike, that flash of anger, that urge to defend, try this. Notice your body. Your heart, your breath, your hands. Say one word to yourself. Pause. Take one breath. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Watch your thoughts without acting on them. Then ask yourself one question. Am I defending the truth or am I defending my ego? Maybe you still defend. Maybe you close the app. That pause, that fraction of a second between the stimulus and your response, that's the only freedom you have. It won't work every time. The bias will win most battles. But now, sometimes you'll catch yourself. and you'll be free. Not from the brand, not from the bias, but free from the lie that it was ever your choice. Most people will never see the strings. You're different now.
Let me tell you something I haven't said yet. I own an iPhone, a MacBook, AirPods, and last week someone on Twitter said the iPhone 15 was overpriced, and I almost typed a defense. My heart rate spiked, my DACC fired, and for just a second, I caught myself, and I realized I'm a cult member too. You are a cult member. I am a cult member. We all are. Because this isn't about intelligence. This is 200,000 years of evolutionary programming, and it's working exactly as designed. The companies didn't break your brain. They just found the instruction manual. You paid $1,200 for the phone, then defended it for free for years. So what do you do with this? You remember that question. Am I defending the truth, or am I defending my ego? Ask it every time. You've seen the code now. If criticism detected, trigger pain response. Filter contradicting evidence. Activate defense protocol. You know how the program runs. And tomorrow, when that comment appears, a tiny part of you will remember. And in that gap, that fraction of a second, you'll have a choice. Most people will never see they have it. You're not most people anymore. The first step to freedom is seeing the cage. The second step is admitting you might never escape it. But seeing it changes everything. If this video opened your eyes to how brands manipulate us, I've linked 2 books in the description that go even deeper into the psychology behind influence and decision-making. Influence by Robert Cialdini and Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Both are in the description below. And if you want to see the strings on other brands, subscribe. There's more coming.